which airs next spring, right? If I get next spring.
They're taping. They're taping right now.
49. Yeah.
I mean, did you guys see? I don't want to waste too much time doing this, but I'm going to try to pull it up real quick. Did you guys see the list that Inside Survivor posted?
No.
Let me pull this up. So Tegwith did a whole rundown. Everyone followed Tegwith Survivor Simulation on TikTok.
Tegwith is tall. I didn't see she was as tall as she is.
Matthew's taller than I thought he was.
But he's like 6'2".
Yeah, when I met Matthew, he was a lot taller than I thought he was. I think it's this one right here. No, hold on. Give me 2 seconds. Let me look one more time. Like I said, I don't want to take up too much time, but she posted a reaction.
While you're doing that.
I just found it. Good cover. So this is what Inside Survivor tweeted out about. Below is a list of speculated confirmations, ones I feel at least 90% confident about, and I've heard about, per season. So we can play this Guess Who game all we want. You guys can also check out Tegwith's video where she kind of takes you through who is who. So Inside Survivor says one man and one woman from Australian Outback. So the man is
Colby and Jerry.
It's either Jerry or it's Elizabeth Hasselbeck.
Oh yeah.
I think the man is definitely Colby.
You think Colby will come back?
They've been talking about it. I don't get it.
My understanding that they didn't.
They're not on good terms.
Yeah,
he was also like a total dud in Heroes versus Villains too. So
he was also older, and
how old would he be now? He'd be 50?
Probably like 50 or maybe 51, 52, something like that. Because I think he was 35.
So it would either be Elizabeth Hasselbeck or Jerry as the woman, but I'm hearing that Jerry got cut.
I heard that too.
So I'm guessing it's Elizabeth and Colby. One woman from Palau, that would be Stephanie.
Yeah.
One woman from Panama.
Suri.
One woman from China is very, very interesting. We can all assume it'd be from what I'm hearing.
I would love to.
It's either Amanda.
Amanda better be on my television.
What'd you say, Bruce?
That Amanda better be on my television.
It's either Amanda Kimmel, which the world would freak out about, or it could also be PG, or it could be Courtney Yates, or the three that I'm hearing.
I'd love Amanda or PG. I love Courtney, but I am okay with her not playing again. Sorry.
And then let me see. Tegwith's got to move her head here. It's one woman from Heroes, Healers, Hustlers, which would be Chrissy Hoffbeck.
Yeah, I hope she makes it.
She deserves it objectively.
One man and one woman from David versus Goliath.
So it's probably Christian and Angelina, probably.
Or Davey.
Davey.
Davey, definitely. Yeah, Davey, definitely.
Yeah, Davey was almost on the Traitors, so I feel like it could be him.
It would either be Christian Hubicki or it would be Davey, and then we can assume it would be Angelina, unless she can think of another woman from David versus Goliath who would get the
I feel like it'd have to be Angelina.
Natalie, maybe?
I don't think they would do...
Suri and Natalie?
I don't think... No, because they're so different. But I think that... I don't think they would do someone like pre-merge who... Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, she was an amazing casting, but I don't know if... I don't see them her bringing her back for like 50. Maybe if they did like some sort of second chance thing, but I don't know. She's like in her 60s now, too. I don't...
Oh, yeah, good point. One woman from Survivor 45, which I'm seeing a lot of people say...
people are saying Emily. No, but I'm hearing people say Emily.
I'm hearing Emily or Sabaya, and neither one makes sense. Emily, unless she changed her mind, and Bruce, you don't have to add on to this point because I know you know Emily more than we do. I've spoken with Emily several times, and she has reiterated she has no interest in going back out to the island.
I have not heard anything, about it at all. I know I was with her. I was with her in Boston, and we spoke a little bit about 50, and she's like, So.
Okay.
I'll take face value on that.
But I'm hearing a lot of people also say Sabaya, and I'm like,
hey, having a pre-merger on 50 would be pretty wild.
I love Sabaya, but like that one shocks me.
Again, if they
One man from Survivor 46.
It's Q, right?
It would have to be Q.
No, you can't. Like, I love Q.
Or would it
I
be
like
Charlie?
personality. I would say Charlie, because if it can't be Q, just for the fact that like there were too many questions in regards to Q's game. Like, yeah, he had the Q skirt and stuff like that. Like, he was a funny personality, but he faded out. And when he faded out hard at the end. It wasn't like it was like staunch all the way through. Like, if
I'm
like,
not
someone
hearing
like a Q,
Charlie though. I'm hearing Q.
Maybe people are just
maybe
assuming
just
Q. I don't know.
don't-
Production love Charlie.
I think it should. I think it should be Charlie. Okay.
You know why Charlie? Because he's the whole thing with Taylor Swift. Like, there's so many people that gravitated towards him because of that. One of the reasons, but that I think that's a huge reason why a lot of people gravitated towards him, because they can relate.
So those are the people that inside Survivor who he's going to be the one that breaks the cast whenever. And he said he's not saying anything until he's got a great reputation of being correct. He's not going to say anything until he said he knows they step on the island. He will not reveal it. So I can't blame him. But those that we just talked about, he's 90% confident about. He's about 60, 70% confident about. Two men from Cook Islands, which you can assume is Ozzy and Penner.
Yeah.
One man from Survivor 42. Jonathan is, because a lot of people are like, it's got to be Omar, right? I'm hearing Jonathan. I'm hearing Jonathan more than any other name, honestly.
Yeah. I think Omar went through too much of a mental toll after the fact of everything. And I love him to death. He's a great dude. I talked to him multiple times. But Jonathan would be my lock.
And then Survivor 40, one woman from Survivor 48.
Say,
which I think would be Say.
Yeah. I guess they always do that. They always put people from the most recent seasons on the All-Star season.
And then the other notes that we have here: no winners for the season.
Wow.
Ozzy / Jonathan was basically confirmed, as far as I could tell, given that Jeff / production were very anti-Ozzy for Game Changers. This is likely also a decision that came directly from CBS. So the note there would be, and granted, this is all rumors. This did come.
Take all of it with a grain of salt. Yeah, for sure.
I am not talking I'm not talking for CBS. So don't take this and run and say the Survivor Now podcast just announced that CBS stepped foot. But the rumor is Jeff and production did not want Ozzy on Game Changers. CBS, we do know, put their foot in and made them cut a lot of new era players. Said we want more. From what I'm hearing, CBS came out and basically said we want a lot of legends, multi-time players, and kind of put their foot down. Yes, Bruce, I agree.
Here's the reason why I believe is because you.
Oh, I didn't know you had a question. I thought you were saying you're a multi-time player and a legend. I was like, yes, of course.
No, I would never say that about myself. Keep talking. I think that CBS, if they're stepping in with the whole, who's going to be on, they're looking at the overall makeup of the viewership.
Yeah.
They're looking at the overall makeup of the viewership, because I really, 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 really like this season. This season is I would have loved to have been on this season, because it's a better depiction of these people. A lot of these people could play old school Survivor. I really do feel very confident about that, because they're a little bit more in tune with themselves. They're playing a lot of people playing that the loyal game, which is what old school Survivor used to be. So I think that CBS brass came along and said, listen, hey, I appreciate where we've gotten to this point. We'll keep some of it, but they want to see more of what people my age are looking at. The people that the OGs that started watching 20 years ago, and they want to bring those people back a little bit, because you have people that watch for the first 15 seasons, and all of a sudden you have that lull, that weird lull, and they're like, I want to see those people from the first 15 seasons. And then you have people that fell off with that lull and came back in the 20s and said, okay, now I want to see those people come back.
I'm kind of happy they put their foot forward. I'll say this: when I say stuff like this, I feel like it might affect me getting on the show someday. Hopefully, it doesn't. But I feel like at times, as great of a host as Jeff is, I feel like he's lost track of reality at times and what the fans actually want. Because from what I'm hearing, Jeff was the cast of 50 was going to be majority new era players. And I don't think fans want that. And Jeff, I think at times doesn't really give a crap what the fans want. This is what Jeff wants. He likes the new era. He likes the 26 days. He likes the shorter game. He likes all this. This is what I want as the host and the producer. This is how it's going to be. And I'm kind of happy that CBS stepped in and said, no, that's not how it's going to be. Some of the people that you don't want on the show who, played old school Survivor, they need to be back, like you said, for viewership, Bruce. I kind of like that they did that.
See, I think where everyone went wrong, though, is not doing like just a straight up like new era all-star season, like 47, 48, 49, or like 51 or 52, whatever. Because like you would get such a stacked cast with only new era all-star people. Like there's so many people in that sort of setting.
They should have done it for 47.
I would love to see, or even if they had done like 45, 46, they had done like the late 30s versus the new era, something like that. Like there's such a deep pool already. But when you're framing season 50 as like 25-year celebration, 50th season, a celebration of like the whole run of the whole show, you need people from the whole run of the whole show. You can't just have if you're having this like landmark season, you need, and framing it the way that you are, you need people from the whole run. Yeah, but it sucks that they haven't done like a new era all-stars, because like there's so many people who have deserved a second shot, and people build up their legacies. Some of these people who we've seen play a bunch of times, like Parvati was not super noteworthy her first time playing. Like Boston Rob went pre-jury his first time. There's a lot of people who like Kelly Wentworth was like kind of a pre-merge, like nobody, like her first time playing. We see a lot of people like build up their reputations by playing multiple times, and new era folks. And then also folks from like 35 on haven't really had the opportunity to do that. So they're putting themselves in this situation now, which sucks because there's so many new era folks who would kill it, I'm sure, on a season like 50. But when you're trying to like celebrate the show's whole run, you're going to need a lot more like older school people.
It's always confused me taking a look at like how many people have played 3-4 times. And I understand maybe what casting was thinking, but once you see someone out there for the fourth time, you're just like, why?
Well, some of these people who are rumored are kind of confusing. I just saw Ozzy in Atlanta as well. This would be Ozzy's fifth season playing. This would be Cerie's fifth as well.
The thing about Cerie
Penner's fourth or fifth?
Yeah, Penner's fourth. Yeah, so Boston Rob has played 5 times. There's, I believe, 6 other people who have played 4 times, and then there's like 25 or so people who've played just 3 times, and then a whole lot more have played twice. Cerie is an exception to me, I think, because she brings something different each time. She's gotten totally robbed almost every time and has like come so close and is always going to bring it, always going to make things interesting. Ozzy is a lot more one note to me, and especially his last time out there. Granted, he didn't get much of an edit, but like, what more is he going to do? Cerie is like someone who's a very capable player who's always
Penner's
like,
interesting to me.
Penner is like an interesting, more of a character than a player, and so he's like he's got good confessionals. He's a good personality, good narrative. Yeah. And it's been 13 years since we've seen him, so some of them I get.
He's in his 60s now, isn't he?
Yeah, I think he's early 60s. Yeah, some of them I get. Ozzy, I don't really get.
The last note that I will make on this. And it's so no winners. We already talked about Ozzy and Jonathan are pretty much locked in from this report. Alicia from Australian Outback is possibly in the mix. She's not deconfirmed yet.
That would be a deep cut. That's for sure.
I thought Elizabeth Hasselbeck is a deep call.
That is a deep cut for sure, and I would just be so here for that. That would be so.
I would be incredibly
yeah, because she was like, I think they really wanted her on the first All Stars, but she declined, and I think they invited her back other times, but she declined because she just like had a career that went in a different direction, and became super famous in like her own right outside of Survivor. But she was a very big presence and like kind of was the star of one of the sweethearts of the season. And they couldn't get her, so they cast Amber instead, basically, for the first All Stars. But she was always someone who they would have wanted again. Alicia, she had the finger wagging moment with Kimmy. I don't really think she like brought a whole lot more to the table beyond that. But Elizabeth like was someone who was like highly sought after from the very beginning.
Yeah.
We'll have to wait and see when they officially announce the cast, which should be literally within the next month. They should be releasing the cast. Make sure we have right now 125 viewers who are still here after our rant about 50. We appreciate each and every one of you. So if you guys want to hear us talk more about the official cast for 50 when it actually released, make sure you hit that like button of this video, share it with your friends so they find our channel, subscribe to the podcast, hit that notification bell so you are notified when we go live, because the moment they release the cast, we are going to have a stream about it. We will break it down. We will discuss the cast in general, who we're excited for. So make sure to hit that notification bell, because the moment they drop it, we're going to plan a stream and have it air probably within a day or two of them dropping that news. For myself, Josh, and Bruce, thank you so much for joining us. Make sure to follow our social medias. You can see them below our names, and we will catch you guys next week.